Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the world of Kennedy half dollars and uncovering the 5 most expensive and valuable coins you could ever hope to find. These aren't just pieces of pocket change, some of them are worth life-changing amounts of money. So grab your coin jars, check those old collections, and stick around, because one of these rare half dollars might just be hiding in your hands right now. First up, we explore the ultra-rare and most valuable United States Kennedy half-dollar coin from the year 1978 without a mint mark that has coin collecting world with its unimaginable value. In dirty condition, overlooked by many as just another old half-dollar, this coin has sold for extraordinary sums, reaching millions in today's market. For collectors and everyday people alike, the thought that a simple 1978 half-dollar could be worth a fortune makes this story one of the most fascinating in modern numismatics. The 1978 Kennedy half-dollar was never minted in silver, which is why most people assume it isn't particularly valuable. Yet, hidden among them are rare minting errors and unique varieties that have transformed ordinary coins into legendary treasures. The no-mint mark variety stands out because of its extreme rarity. Unlike the common Denver or San Francisco issues, this Philadelphia strike without a mint mark is nearly impossible to find in circulation. Its scarcity and historical significance make it one of the most valuable coins ever discovered from the series. One of the reasons this coin is so captivating is that it slipped through the cracks of history. Mint workers in the 1970s never imagined a misstruck Kennedy half-dollar could become a collector's dream worth millions of dollars. But the truth is that mistakes often create the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. A coin like this, marked by its unique rarity, becomes more than just currency. It turns into a symbol of wealth and luck, capable of changing a person's financial future overnight. Imagine pulling a dirty 1978 Kennedy half-dollar from an old jar of coins or finding it at the bottom of a drawer. At first glance, it looks worn, scratched, and forgotten. But beneath that dull surface could lie a fortune worth more than houses, cars, or even businesses. That's why collectors insist, never dismiss an old coin because of its condition. Value in numismatics is often driven by rarity first, and this half-dollar proves that even in dirty or circulated state, a truly rare piece can fetch millions. What truly makes this coin priceless isn't just its rarity, but its story. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, honoring one of America's most beloved presidents after his assassination. By 1978, the coin was an everyday sight, a reminder of Kennedy's legacy. The thought that one of these ordinary pieces, a half-dollar people spent without a second thought, could end up being worth millions decades later makes it both a historic and emotional treasure. It connects collectors not just with wealth, but with a piece of American memory and symbolism. The 1978 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar in rare condition has become a millionaire maker. Auction records show that collectors will pay staggering amounts for a genuine piece, with prices soaring into the millions depending on the strike and authenticity. Owning one doesn't just mean having a coin. It means having a key to unimaginable wealth, a ticket that can literally change lives overnight. That's why collectors guard these coins closely, and why experts warn people never to spend their old Kennedy halves without checking them first. What makes this story even more thrilling is the possibility that these coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Many people assume that all the valuable coins have already been discovered and sold at high-end auctions, but the reality is that treasures like the 1978 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar often resurface in the most unexpected places. A forgotten coin roll, an inherited collection, or even loose change from decades ago could still hold one of these life-changing rarities. The beauty of numismatics is that discoveries never truly end, and the chance that you might be holding onto a multi-million-dollar piece without even realizing it adds to the mystery and excitement. That's why collectors always say, every coin tells a story, and some stories can transform ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Part of the magic of this coin is that it could still be out there. So, the next time you stumble across a pile of old coins, don't overlook the Kennedy half-dollar. Take a close look at the date, the mint mark, or the absence of one, and think about what you're holding. It might seem like pocket change at first, but it could very well be the key to fortune beyond imagination. This isn't just a piece of metal. It's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that proves wealth can hide in the most unexpected places. Check your piggy banks, your coin jars, or even that dusty corner of your drawer, because the next billionaire could be you. And secondly, we're talking about the most expensive and valuable. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, particularly for collectors who appreciate the series' evolution and the subtle variations that can dramatically affect a coin's value. While the 1972 issue is not among the rarest in the Kennedy half dollar series, certain conditions and peculiarities can make it highly desirable, even in heavily circulated or dirty conditions. The coin's appeal lies in its connection to a pivotal era in U.S. coinage, its widespread availability in lower grades, and the potential for overlooked gems hiding in plain sight. Collectors often seek out this year for its historical context and the possibility of discovering unusual strikes or errors, which can elevate its worth significantly. Asterisk historically, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar was minted during a period of transition for U.S. coinage, as the nation moved away from silver content in its circulating currency. By 1972, the half dollar was composed of a copper-nickel clad composition, a shift that began in 1971, marking the end of the 40% silver era. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the primary facility responsible for producing coinage for circulation. This coin was part of a broader effort to honor President John F. Kennedy, whose assassination in 1963 led to the half dollar's redesign in 1964. The 1972 issue, while not rare in mintage terms, carries the weight of this legacy, making it a staple in collections focused on modern U.S. history or the Kennedy series. Asterisk, the design of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is iconic, featuring Gilroy Roberts' portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse, with the heraldic eagle from the presidential seal on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. The coin's clad composition gives it a distinctive look compared to its silver predecessors, with a brighter, more durable finish. Even in dirty or worn conditions, key details, like Kennedy's hairline or the eagle's feathers, can help authenticate the coin and assess its wear. While high-grade examples showcase sharp strikes and full details, circulated coins like a dirty 1972 piece may still exhibit enough design elements to be identifiable and collectible, especially if they possess unusual characteristics like die cracks or off-center strikes. Asterisk, rarity for the 1972 no mint mark half dollar is generally low, as the Philadelphia Mint produced over 150 million examples, making it a common find in circulated condition. However, rarity can be influenced by factors such as striking errors, die varieties, or exceptional toning that adds visual appeal. In dirty or heavily worn states, the coin's value is typically modest, often trading for just above its face value or a small premium. Yet, collectors should always scrutinize such coins for hidden attributes, like the rare 1972 double die obverse, which can command significant sums even in lower grades. The condition remains a critical factor. While a dirty coin may not fetch high prices, it could serve as an affordable entry point for new collectors or a placeholder until a better example is acquired. Asterisk. Market value for a 1972 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark in dirty or heavily circulated condition is generally low, often ranging from $1,000 to $8,000, depending on the buyer and the coin's specific attributes. Uncirculated examples, or those with certified errors, can reach higher values, but a dirty coin's worth lies more in its potential as a filler or a candidate for cleaning, though cleaning is generally discouraged, as it can further diminish value. Auction results and dealer listings for this date in poor condition reflect its abundance, though occasional interest in bulk lots or error coins can create small spikes in demand. For collectors, the appeal of this issue is less about immediate profit and more about its role in completing a Kennedy series or studying the effects of circulation on clad coinage. Asterisk, for collectors pursuing a 1972 Kennedy half dollar, careful examination is key, even for dirty or worn specimens. Look for signs of doubling in the obverse lettering or date, which could indicate a valuable variety. Certification from grading services like PCGS or NGC is advisable for coins suspected of being errors or high-grade finds, as encapsulation can authenticate and preserve their condition. Storage should prioritize protection from further environmental damage, using acid-free holders to prevent additional toning or corrosion. Acquiring this coin is straightforward, as it appears frequently in dealer inventories, coin shows, and online marketplaces, but patience is essential for finding overlooked quality or unusual features. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, even in dirty condition, holds a distinct place in numismatics as an accessible and historically rich piece. While its market value in circulated states is modest, its connection to the Kennedy legacy and the clad coinage transition gives it enduring relevance. Collectors appreciate it as a tangible link to 1970s U.S. currency, and though it may not command high prices in worn grades, its potential for hidden varieties or educational value makes it a worthwhile addition. Whether as a starter coin for new enthusiasts or a piece of a broader collection, the 1972 half-dollar exemplifies the enduring appeal of modern U.S. coinage. And thirdly, we're talking about the most valuable and expensive, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar with the Philadelphia P. Mint mark is not often the first coin that comes to mind when collectors think of valuable U.S. coinage. Yet, this particular issue has carved out a place of interest in numismatics because of its connection to the broader legacy of the Kennedy series and the nuances of its production. While most circulated examples are worth face value, rare high-grade specimens, or those with striking errors can fetch surprising prices on the market today. Its combination of historic significance, modest mintage, and collector intrigue makes it a coin worth examining closely. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar was struck during a time when the denomination was falling out of regular circulation. By the mid-1980s, half-dollars were rarely seen in everyday transactions, used more in casinos and banks than in general commerce. The Philadelphia Mint produced the P-marked version as part of continuing the series honoring President John F. Kennedy, first issued in 1964 following his assassination. Although not tied to a major commemorative event that year, the 1985 issue reflects the enduring respect for Kennedy's legacy during a decade marked by political shifts and economic change in the United States. Like other coins of its type, the 1985 P. Kennedy half-dollar features Gilroy Roberts' obverse design of President Kennedy, a dignified portrait that has become one of the most iconic images in modern U.S. coinage. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, weighing 11.34 grams with a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. While its metallic content is not precious, its artistry and symbolism keep it desirable. In well-struck specimens, the fine details of Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers stand out, offering collectors a visually appealing coin. What gives the 1985 P. Kennedy half-dollar its edge in the market is not its mintage, which was in the tens of millions, but the scarcity of high-grade, untouched examples. Circulated or dirty coins are very common, and in that state they rarely command more than 50 cents. However, examples in pristine condition graded MS66 or higher are extremely hard to come by. Additionally, some error coins from this year, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, are highly sought after. Collectors know that condition plays the biggest role in separating an ordinary coin from a rare one, making careful preservation critical. Asterisk in dirty or heavily circulated condition, a 1985 P. Kennedy half-dollar generally holds little more than face value. However, the story changes in high-grade certified conditions. Coins graded MS66 can bring in $50 to $100, while MS67 specimens may reach several $100s. Rare errors from this year have sold for even more, with some exceeding $1,000 at auction depending on the severity and appeal of the mistake. The value reflects not only rarity but also strong demand among Kennedy series specialists who seek out the best available examples for their collections. Asterisk for collectors interested in this coin. The key is patience and attention to detail. Most 1985 P. Kennedy half dollars will show heavy wear or tarnish, so spotting a sharp strike with minimal contact marks is essential. Certification by a trusted grading service, such as PCGS or NGC, adds both value and security to a purchase, ensuring authenticity and accurate condition assessment. When handling coins, it's best to use gloves and store them in protective holders to prevent additional wear. Hunting through rolls of half dollars from banks or buying directly from auctions and reputable dealers can also increase the chances of finding a standout piece. Beyond its financial value, the 1985 P. Kennedy half dollar also carries an emotional and cultural weight that strengthens its place in numismatics. Collectors often view it not just as a piece of currency, but as a reminder of the ongoing tribute to John F. Kennedy and the ideals he represented. Even when found in dirty or heavily circulated condition, the coin tells a story of endurance, of passing through countless hands over decades, witnessing shifts in American history and everyday life. For many enthusiasts, owning one of these coins, whether in pristine mint state or marked by years of circulation, creates a tangible connection to both national history and personal discovery. It's this blend of symbolism, artistry, and rarity that transforms an ordinary 50-cent piece into a meaningful treasure worth preserving. Asterisk, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar with the P. mint mark might not be rare in sheer numbers, but it's true. Worth emerges in condition, errors, and collector interest. It carries the legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents, while representing a time when half dollars had largely disappeared from daily use. For seasoned numismatists, it offers the thrill of seeking out elusive high-grade examples or unusual minting anomalies. For newer collectors, it provides an accessible entry point into the Kennedy series. Its historical context, visual design, and market potential combine to ensure that this coin holds a lasting place in modern numismatics. Asterisk. And fourthly, we explore the 1974 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, capturing the attention of collectors due to its unique place in the series. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin is part of the long-running Kennedy half dollar collection, which began in 1964 as a tribute to the late President John F. Kennedy. While many Kennedy halves are common, certain factors make this particular issue intriguing, especially in high grades or with notable errors. Despite its dirty or circulated condition, the 1974 no-mint mark half dollar holds a special appeal for those who appreciate the historical and economic context of the 1970s, a period marked by inflation and changing coinage compositions. Collectors seek it not just for its face value, but for its role in the broader narrative of U.S. coinage during a transitional era. Asterisk, historically, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar was produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with compositions to reduce costs as silver prices soared. By this year, the half dollar was made of a copper-nickel clad composition, abandoning the 40% silver content used from 1965 to 1970. The Philadelphia Mint, the primary facility responsible for this issue, did not place mint marks on coins until 1980, making the 1974 piece identifiable by its lack of a distinguishing letter. This was also a period when half dollars saw limited circulation, as the public preferred smaller denominations, leading to many coins being stored or eventually discarded. The 1974 issue thus represents a snapshot of a time when the half dollar was fading from everyday use, adding to its historical intrigue. Asterisk, visually, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar follows the iconic design by Gilroy Roberts, obverse, and Frank Gasparo, reverse, featuring a left-facing portrait of JFK with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year. The reverse displays the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle, surrounded by the words, "United States of America," and half dollar. While the design remained consistent, the shift to copper-nickel clad gave the coin a different appearance, compared to its silver predecessors, with a brighter, more subdued luster. In dirty or worn conditions, the details may be obscured, but key elements like Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers can still be discerned, offering a glimpse into its original artistry. Asterisk rarity is a key factor in assessing the 1974 no-mint mark half-dollar's value. While over 200 million were minted, making it a common issue in circulated grades, high-grade examples, or those with unusual characteristics, such as striking errors or die varieties, are more sought after. Coins in uncirculated or proof-like conditions are scarcer due to the lack of public demand at the time, with many pieces being melted or damaged over the years. A dirty or heavily worn specimen may not command a premium, but collectors still value it as a placeholder or for its historical context. The absence of a mint mark does not inherently increase rarity, but it distinguishes it as a Philadelphia product, which some collectors prioritize for complete sets. Asterisk market value for a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in dirty or circulated condition is modest, typically ranging from face value to a few dollars. However, uncirculated examples can fetch $5 to $20, depending on their preservation and eye appeal. Notable errors or varieties, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can increase the value significantly, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars in certified holders. Auction records show that top-tier specimens graded MS 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC have sold for over $50, reflecting the demand for pristine examples. While a dirty coin may not have immediate high value, it remains a worthwhile addition for those building a typeset or studying the series evolution. Asterisk for collectors pursuing this coin. Careful examination is essential to identify potential hidden gems. Even in dirty conditions, checking for sharp details, unusual strikes, or signs of a rare variety can reveal unexpected value. Certification by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC is recommended for higher-grade pieces, as it authenticates the coin's condition and enhances its marketability. Proper storage in acid-free holders or albums will prevent further deterioration, preserving its integrity. Acquiring the coin from established dealers, numismatic shows, or trusted online platforms ensures legitimacy, while participation in collector forums can provide insights into recent sales and trends. Asterisk the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, even in a dirty state, holds a distinct charm for numismatists. It serves as a tangible link to a period of change in U.S. coinage, reflecting both the legacy of JFK and the economic realities of the 1970s. Asterisk the 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar is a compelling piece for anyone interested in modern U.S. coinage. Its historical significance, tied to the shift from silver to clad compositions, adds depth to its collectability. While a dirty or worn specimen may not command high prices, it remains a vital part of the Kennedy series, with potential for discovery in higher grades or unusual varieties. For collectors, this coin represents not just a piece of currency, but a fragment of American history, embodying the evolving story of the half-dollar in the late 20th century. Its blend of accessibility and historical resonance ensures its continued relevance in numismatic circles. And now we're talking about the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place in U.S. coinage, not only for its role in continuing the popular Kennedy series, but also for the subtle nuances that make certain examples valuable to collectors. While millions were minted, high-grade coins, or those with special characteristics stand apart, commanding attention in the numismatic market. For enthusiasts, the coin represents both a tangible connection to American history and a collectible that blends artistry with enduring demand. Even when found in dirty or circulated condition, this coin carries strong appeal, but in pristine states its worth rises considerably, drawing interest from investors and hobbyists alike. Asterisk the Kennedy half-dollar series was first struck in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. By 1973, the coin had become a familiar part of circulation, but demand for half-dollars in everyday commerce had declined. The Denver Mint struck over 83 million pieces that year, yet most saw heavy use, which makes finding top-quality survivors a challenge today. The early 1970s were a period of economic transition in the United States, with inflation climbing and silver coinage already phased out from regular circulation. The 1973 D issue reflects this turning point, serving as both a functional coin and a cultural symbol of respect for Kennedy's legacy. Asterisk on the obverse. The 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar features the iconic portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. His profile faces left, surrounded by the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the date 1973 below. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicts the presidential seal, an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, with a ring of stars surrounding it. Struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin weighs 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. While the composition is standard for the era, the design continues to carry strong patriotic symbolism that resonates with collectors, and sharp strikes reveal remarkable detail in Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers. Asterisk though the mintage of the 1973 D was high, true rarity emerges in condition and in certain varieties. Circulated and dirty examples are common and usually worth only face value, but uncirculated coins with full luster or errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can be significantly more valuable. Collectors also look for coins with strong strikes and minimal bag marks, which are challenging to find given the sheer volume of production. The fact that 1973 Kennedy halves were not released into circulation by the U.S. Mint and were instead available only in mint sets further influences scarcity, especially for well-preserved examples. This makes high-grade certified pieces especially desirable. Asterisk the market for 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollars varies widely based on grade. A circulated or dirty example generally holds little more than its face value of 50 cents. However, coins in mint state condition can range from $5 to $25, with higher-end grades, MS-66 and above, reaching into the $100 to $300 range. Exceptional examples graded MS-67 by PCGS or NGC have been known to bring auction results over $1,000, reflecting their rarity in pristine condition. Error coins from this year, though scarcer, can push values even higher depending on the variety and demand among specialists. Over time, these coins have shown steady appreciation, particularly as registry set collectors compete for the finest known survivors. Asterisk for collectors seeking the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar certification by a trusted grading service such as PCGS or NGC is essential for high-value coins, as even small differences in quality can dramatically impact price. When searching through mint sets, look closely for strong strikes and clean surfaces with minimal blemishes. Storing coins in protective holders or albums will help maintain their condition, especially if acquired in raw form. Networking through reputable dealers, online auctions, or coin shows offers the best opportunities for securing these pieces. Dirty or circulated examples, while not financially valuable, still provide affordable entry points for new collectors interested in the series. Asterisk the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar embodies both historical memory and modern numismatic intrigue. Its connection to President Kennedy's enduring legacy, combined with striking patriotic design, gives it broad appeal. Though common in worn condition, the coin's true value shines in pristine or error varieties, where rarity drives strong demand. Among advanced collectors, for both newcomers and seasoned enthusiasts, the 1973 D remains an important part of assembling a complete Kennedy series, and its long-term investment potential continues to grow. Beyond its monetary worth, the coin serves as a reminder of a nation in transition and a tribute to a president whose influence endures in American history.